So you've been thinking about moving to Northwest Arkansas. Maybe that's because of the economy that we have here. Maybe it's because of the job growth. Maybe it's because of the housing market. There's a number of reasons. Maybe it's because of the number of Fortune 500 companies that we have here, such as this being the area where Walmart is headquartered. Whatever the case may be, I'm sure that you are interested in what's going on with the real estate market. Just like anywhere else in the country, things are definitely changing. So if you are considering relocating to the area, you're not going to want to miss this video, and we're getting after it right now. Hey, welcome back. If this is your first time to the channel, this is Living in the Ozarks, and on this channel we go over everything you would ever need to know about moving to and living in the Southwest Missouri and Northwest Arkansas area. So today's video we're going to be talking about the housing market in Northwest Arkansas, but that's not the only thing that we cover on this channel. We go over things such as the best neighborhoods, we go over the different school districts, and everything else that you could ever think of when it comes to moving to the area. So if you guys want to stay up to date on all the videos that we are putting out, just like this one here, then be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell. That way you're notified every single time we put out a new video showcasing our beautiful area. Now, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Chris, and me and my team help people make the move here every single day. So whether you are looking to make the move today, tomorrow, 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road, it does not matter. Just reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you guys want to reach out, go ahead and reach out to us, and we would absolutely love to help you make the move here as easy as possible. So a number popping up down below is also going to be down in the description, and you can get a hold of us however you would like. But in today's video, we're actually going to be covering what is going on with the housing market here in Northwest Arkansas. So we're going to be talking about a number of different things. We're going to be talking about the actual housing prices, just kind of what we're seeing in the real estate market here. It's something that we deal with every single day, so you're going to get an inside look of what's really going on here. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is actually pull up an article that states some of the things that are going on in the housing market. So I'm going to be looking down here, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen and show you exactly what we are talking about. So one of the things that I want to talk about is that cities in Northwest Arkansas are named among the top real estate markets to watch in 2023. So according to the National Association of Realtors, the newest housing forecast, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers are among the top markets to watch in 2023. And that's just going to be the Northwest Arkansas metro. So Bentonville is going to be lumped in there, all of the surrounding area and everything else. So it states here the National Association of Realtors has forecasted that 4.78 million homes will be sold, with prices remaining stable in 2023. According to NAR's news release, the Fayetteville, Springdale, just the Northwest Arkansas metro market ranks 4th in the forecasted top 10 list of housing markets to watch. So that is absolutely huge. So the only other 3 metros that are actually ahead of us is going to be Dallas, Texas, Raleigh, and Atlanta. So it goes on to state that the demand for housing continues to outpace supply. The economic conditions in places in the top 10 U.S. markets, which we are in that, we are number 4, all of which are located in the South, provide the support for home prices to climb by at least 5% in 2023. So what that's basically saying is, when they are expecting the entire country to actually decline in home prices, now that's not everywhere, but in general, that's what they are forecasting, that we're actually going to climb by at least 5% in 2023. So this was just a quick article that I wanted to kind of pull up here and show you guys, to where you know that we're not just being biased, and that this is actually what the the professionals in other parts of the country are forecasting for our area. So that is a huge indicator that Northwest Arkansas is still going to be seeing growth even when these other places are not. So that is a huge thing whenever it comes to the real estate market here. Whether you are a prospective buyer, that means that you're still going to have equity in that home, that prices are still going to be going up, so it's going to be a sound investment. And also for investors who are looking to invest in the area, this just means that this is a great place to invest, and that it's going to more than likely hold value better than other places in the country. All right, so now I really want to go over just some different numbers and stats so that way you guys can get a better idea of what's going on here. All right, so we're going to look down here, and the first thing that we're going to be going over is the median home sale price and the average home sale price. So we're going to be looking at January 2022 compared to January 2023. Now, obviously, if you're watching this video at a later time in the year or maybe next year, this can definitely change, but it's still going to give you a good idea of what's going on. So first off, we can look at January 2022. The median home price was $275,000. And then if we look at January 2023, the median home price was $302,500. So we can see that prices have still been going up in this Northwest Arkansas metro. Now, this is all happening and taking place this last year while we were seeing those higher and increasing interest rates. So that's a huge indicator that, we're still in a really strong housing market here in Northwest Arkansas. Now we're going to be talking about the average home price. So the average home price in January 2022 was $343,068. And in January 2023, it was all the way up to $419,635. Now, I do want to say that January 2023 was definitely a spike in the average home price for whatever reason. The average for the previous 3 months was actually $363,700. Now, at the end of 2022, the Northwest housing market had increased by almost 27% from the previous year. So you got to take into account that this was in the time of rising interest rates, and we were still seeing home values appreciate, home values increasing in value. So that is, it's just one of those things that this market is not like a lot of other markets in the United States. I've been talking to a lot of my other realtor friends in different places, and I can tell you that the stories that they tell me about these housing prices, that they're just they're plummeting and going down. We're just not really seeing that here. The one thing that I will say is that we have seen the bidding wars kind of cease now. You can still get into them depending on what on what the price point is that you are trying to buy in. Anything in that $200,000 to $400,000 price range is still super competitive. It's not impossible now, though. We're not seeing our buyers have to go $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over ask price. We're actually seeing them get it for around the actual list price. So that's a huge positive now. It's really, in my opinion, it's going to bring a lot of buyers back who maybe tried 5, 10, 15 different offers on different homes and just couldn't get it accepted for whatever reason because there were so many buyers. Now we're actually seeing yes, the prices are still going up, so it's kind of irritating for home buyers who maybe waited, and now they're paying a little bit more for that home, but you actually get time to shop around now. So that is a huge benefit to those buyers that couldn't get in beforehand, and maybe that's you who I'm actually talking to now. So keep that in mind. Now's a great time to maybe take a second shot at it. So the next thing that I want to talk about is months of inventory available for housing. So we're going to be looking at January 2022, and back then there was only 4 months of 4 months of inventory available. And what that basically means, if you're not used to that kind of language, is that if no other home came on the market after January, that we would have 4 months left. So at the current pace of what people were buying homes, that after 4 months, if no new listings came onto the market, that there wouldn't be any more homes for sale. So anything, just for you guys' reference here, anything under 6 months is considered a seller's market. Anything over 6 months is considered a buyer's market, and anywhere around that 6 month period is considered a neutral market. So back in January 2022, it was at 4 months. So that definitely is a seller's market. That's where we're seeing those bidding wars happen. those crazy prices being reached. So in January 2023, we actually had 7 months of inventory. Now, I will say from January 2022 to January 2023, we have still been averaging just over 4 months of inventory. So January, we saw a lot of people come on, or a lot of new listings come onto the market. And that's usually how we see, or what we see happen because of the holidays. If someone was looking to list their house in, say October, December, November, somewhere in those holiday months, a lot of times they'll just wait until the first of the year. So we almost always see a spike of months of inventory available around this time. So we are still, even though that was at 7 months, we're still honestly more between the 4 and 5 months. So we are still in that seller's market, but it's a lot more neutral is what we're starting to see compared to last year. So what that means is that there's more homes available, which means we don't get into those bidding wars as often, and our buyers can actually take their time in looking for a home. And then the next key kind of metric or number that we need to watch out for is going to be days on market. So in January 2022, the days on market was 15 days. And compared to January 2023, we are looking at 27 days. So that's almost double. So what that means is we are seeing homes take a little bit longer to sell. So yes, homes are staying on the market for a little bit longer, but we haven't seen that, be that big of an issue compared to other places around the nation. For instance, I've been talking to some of my realtor friends in Arizona, and they said that their average days on market went from like under a week all the way up to like a month and a half to 2 months. So that is a huge difference, and that's also the same areas around the country where we've been seeing those prices falling, the value of homes there just plummeting. So we're not really seeing that here. We're only talking about 12 days more than this time last year, and that's through all this craziness that's been going on with the housing market. The main cause of it is these higher interest rates. So it's still very much so a seller's market. So sellers are still going. So if you are a seller, you're still going to be able to sell your house quick and for the most amount of money. And for buyers, yes, you are still having to pay a higher price, but you're not having to overbid these houses near as much. You're also, you got that extra 12 days, and that doesn't mean that every house is going to set on the market for 27 days. That's just that average number. But what it does mean is that you have a little bit more time, like I was saying, to actually shop around, where you don't go see something and then have to have an offer in by 2 p.m. that day. So it's making it a lot better for our buyers to actually be able to find the right house for them. So now we've been talking about the interest rates in this video. So one thing that I want to do is pull up a little calculation here. That way you guys can kind of see what the difference is, or what difference that this interest rate has made from this time last year to right now. So we're actually going to be showing you, how much home you could afford today compared to this time last year. Now this is going to be a mortgage payment calculator, and I do want to preference this by saying that this is a very basic thing. We're just going to be talking about interest rate, down payment, and to show what your monthly payment is. Of course, there's a ton of other factors that actually determine your monthly payment, such as PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. We're not factoring in any kind of taxes. We're not factoring in any kind of insurance. So this is not in any way indicative of what you're actually going to be paying, but it's just something to give you an idea of how things have been changing. If you guys want to have a better idea of what you can actually afford, then be sure to reach out to us, and we would love to get you in contact with our preferred lender, and they can go over all of the exact numbers for your situation. But this is just going to be a quick calculation to kind of show you what's going on. So today's current average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is right at 6.5%. Now, like I was saying, depending on when you are watching this, it may be way different. It may be lower, higher. I hope that it is lower for you. And of course, there are a ton of different options with like buy downs to get that rate a little bit lower to where you are, to where you can get that monthly payment down. And once again, that's something that you can reach out to us and we can connect you with our lender. But today's current average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is right at 6.5%. And compared to 1 year ago today, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate was right at 3.5%. So a huge difference. It's 3% higher. So what does this mean for buyers? Now, like I was saying, this is not factoring in taxes, insurance, along with a number of other factors that go into what your actual mortgage payment will be. But this can kind of just get you an idea to see kind of, what the difference is from this time last year. So today, if you were to buy a house today for $300,000, and with an interest rate of 6.5%. And now we were just saying that you are putting 20% down. Now, and that would mean that your monthly payment would be just over $1,500 at $1,517. Now, like I said, please do not get hung up on that number. This is just something to show you what you could have had last year compared to this year, just to give you an idea of what these interest rates are doing. So 1 year ago today, that same $300,000 house at 3.5% and 20% down, your monthly payment would be $1,078. So as you can see, that's a huge difference. It's almost $500 difference per month. Now, one thing that I will say is, yes, that is a big difference in what you can afford. There is still plenty of options for you to buy a house here in Northwest Arkansas, and for $300,000, you can still get a very, very solid home here in this area. But what I wanted to do is just kind of paint a picture for you to show you what these interest rates have been doing. That way you kind of get an idea of what's going on in that world of those interest rates. But overall, the Northwest Arkansas real estate market is thriving still. It is one of the areas that is, I don't see it really slowing down compared to these other areas. As you can see from those reports that we read, it's projected to grow at least, or to increase in value, housing prices by at least 5% in this coming year. And everything that I am personally seeing day to day in the business is telling me the same thing. It's like I was saying, I've been talking to a lot of other agents around the country, and they're all saying that prices are going way down. Their days on market are taking are lasting forever. The homes are kind of just setting on the market, and we're just not seeing that here. It's honestly the best of both worlds in some instances, in the sense that buyers can still get into great homes. It's a great investment. Yes, you may have to pay a little more for the house than you would have this time last year, but now that you're getting in the home, you're still going to be seeing that home prices, you're still going to be seeing equity in your home. You're still going to see the value of your home go up once you are in it. So that's a huge benefit to buying in this area. A lot of people are getting really, really scared about buying a house because they're listening to the national news. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. That's your own opinion. But the biggest thing is real estate is hyper local, but it is far more important to be paying attention to your local real estate market, because that's going to really tell you, what picture that you're actually in. So whenever it comes to Northwest Arkansas, just like we've been saying, we're number 4 on the National Association of Realtors markets to actually watch. So that is, that tells you something right there. With places such as Walmart. So Walmart is headquartered in Bentonville. You have Tyson's Foods, which is headquartered here. You have J.B. Hunt, which is headquartered here, and a number of other companies. But those are Fortune 500 companies there, and those bring in a ton of opportunity. They bring in, great growth to the economy here. Walmart is actually in the process right now of building a 350-acre new home office right in the middle of Bentonville. So not only will that be more job opportunity for the people who work inside of a Walmart and bringing people here, but also the opportunity for different trades who are working on these projects. And Tyson's Foods actually, now I don't remember the exact location, but I know in 2 or 3 other states they are actually, I believe it was North Dakota, I could be wrong, but there was 2 or 3 other states where they're actually closing down some of their facilities and moving all of those people here to their headquarters. So it's just something that we're seeing growth. We're seeing the area grow in a number of different ways. Northwest Arkansas is actually projected to double in size by the year 2045. So just a little over 20 years, we are expected to be around 1.1 million people. So obviously what that means for people getting in now is that, it's a great investment, whether you are are an investor looking to invest in the area, or you're just buying your own personal home, it's going to be a great long-term investment. More and more people moving in, supply and demand happens. These home prices are just going to continue to go up and up and up. Now, yes, we do have to, keep in mind what's going on, across the entire country. But unless it gets really, really bad, it's not going to affect this area like it has other areas like we have already seen. Now, of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell the future, but I can tell you that all signs are looking good for Northwest Arkansas, not only in the immediate future, but also long-term for the real estate market. So whether you're looking to invest, buy your own personal home, this is a great area. Of course, going on with it being in the Ozark Mountains, with the beautiful lakes, with everything else going on here. It's the mountain biking capital of the world. There's just a ton of opportunity and a ton of options with different lifestyles here. It's starting to become a very sought after area. If you were hesitant on the real estate market here in Northwest Arkansas, hopefully that cleared a few things up for you. Hopefully that painted a better picture of what's going on locally here in Northwest Arkansas, because that is a huge thing. It's like I said, you got to get, real estate is hyper local. So you really have to focus on what's going on here. Yes, still taking into consideration what's going on nationally, but then making your final decision off of, what's going on here locally. Now, I've actually been in quite a few masterminds and different groups across the country where, it's full of investors, and a lot of their algorithms, or whatever you want to call it, however they figure out who they, where they want to invest in. Now these are big time investors that, invest in all over America. And a lot of them have been narrowing in and picking Northwest Arkansas. So it is a great opportunity if it's like I was saying, if you're looking to invest or buy your own personal home, then that's going to become a great investment for you. Now, I will say that once this happens, which we've already seen it start to happen, and especially with we keep getting on these different lists year after year for the last 5 to 7 years, and of course there's different sites that have us ranked lower and higher. It just depends, but we're still hitting a number of those lists for this metro. We're starting to see a lot more traction, and we're starting to attract a lot more people here. So that's great. But what that means is, though, if you are looking to get into this area, now is a great time, because prices are only going to continue to go up and up and up. So in conclusion here, I will say that the Northwest Arkansas real estate market is looking strong. It's looking stronger than ever, to be honest. It's getting to a healthy point now to where we're seeing, more homes available to sell. So we're seeing that supply and demand kind of even out, to where our buyers aren't getting put in those bidding wars, and sellers are still getting fair value for their home. So if you guys are thinking about making the move here to the Northwest Arkansas area or any of the surrounding areas, then just be sure to reach out to us. You can give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. However you guys want to reach out, go ahead and reach out to us. That number popping up down below, and we'll also have it down in the description for you. And just call us, and we can just have a simple talk about what your goals are here. But either way, we would love to talk with you about this area. And of course, if you guys want to see more videos like this one here, then be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell. That way you're notified every time we put out new videos just like this one here. But that's going to do it for this video here. Hopefully that video brought you some value. Hopefully it answered some of your questions about the real estate market here. But if you guys have any questions, just give us a quick phone call or text or an email, and we would love to talk with you more. But until the next one, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you on the next one.